Tomodo Global Store under AliExpress complaint. I bought a phone from them with a high rating specification, only for the phone to arrive and is below specification and description. On the 17th of January 2022, I normally order from AliExpress like simple things like fountain pen, batteries, and other things. So on the 17th of January 2022, I entered my AliExpress app and I saw an advert from Tomodo Global Store of a tablet, which they give specification as the RAM was 12 gig RAM, then the RAM was 512 gig with battery capacity of 8,000 mega amps. Front camera was rated as 24 megapixel and back camera was 48 megapixel with a 10-core processor and Android 12.0 version. Then I ordered the phone. I paid with my debit card, that is UBA debit card. The money was deducted from my account. The cost of the phone was $88.99. AliExpress gave me a discount of $1, which made it $87.99. Then when the phone arrived in February, that is about 3 weeks later, I discovered that the phone did not meet up to specification. I knew this because I have an app which I normally install into phone that I buy newly before I start using the phone. Once I finish charging the phone, I will install the app, then test run the phone to see if the specification is up to. So when I tested it, the specification was below what was described for me online. That was it. So when I noticed this, I tried to contact the seller, but the seller never responded to my message. 3 days later, I have to open up a dispute with AliExpress. So when I open up a dispute with AliExpress, the team gave their judgment. I gave my evidence. I showed them enough evidence. I later discovered that the 512 gig RAM they said is not even up to 5 gig. It was a cloned one. So when I discovered it's not up to 5 gig, I discovered this because I tried to install apps. I said, let me check if though the RAM is not as they said, the RAM was just 2 gig when it arrived. The battery was 3,000 mega amps, unlike the 8,000 mega amps they told me. Then the processor was 2-core, Android version 5.0 Lollipop. Then the front camera was 1.6 megapixel, while the back camera was 4.9 megapixel. I was pissed off. I wasn't happy because I felt I was cheated by the seller. So that was why I contacted the seller, because the seller put it under his description that before you can open up a dispute, you have to contact him. I contacted him. I know it's weekend and then China is almost 7 hours ahead of my country, being Nigeria. So I waited till midnight. I contacted him. He never responded to my message. This was Saturday. I did it. Till Monday, I wasn't happy. I have to open up a dispute since he was not responding. So when the judgment team finished giving their judgment, it was resolved that I should return the phone and my money will be refunded, with the inclusion that the seller will pay the shipping fee, the returning shipping fee. That was their judgment. But I was further instructed to contact the seller in order to make him aware of the shipping cost, so that he will not go and ship it in a way that will be so outrageous for him to pay the bills. I tried doing the same, but the caller never responded to my message. But I felt that AliExpress judgment was a biased one. This is because in their judgment, they gave me 10 calendar days to return the phone and my money will be refunded, knowing that they don't have a two-way shipping complaint in Nigeria. They only send it through one-way complaint, which is SpeedAv. They send it through a shipping company known as SpeedAv Nigeria, SpeedAv Express. Now I tried to contact the courier service that brought the phone to me, trying to ask them if I can send it back to them. I went to their office, they did not send. Actually, the dispute I opened was a partial dispute. That means the money will be shared 50-50. Since I know I can no longer send the phone back, then they gave me part of my money and the seller can keep the rest part of the money. On their judgment, they refused that. They gave a final judgment that I should refund and my I should return the item, my money will be refunded to me. Yet they didn't even leave any link for me to get back to them in case the seller default responding to my message. They just leave it a close-ended judgment. Now the days we are ticking, I keep on contacting the seller to make him aware that I need to return this item to you and get back my money full. The seller never responded. The telephone number they gave me that belongs to the seller was not going. I tried calling it severally. It was entering answering machine telling me the owner is not available for now. I should call back. I keep on calling and calling. The days we are running because it's not 10 working days, but 10 calendar days. That means after 10 days, my money will be given to the seller. That was their judgment. So I continued contacting the seller until one day the seller sent a message to me that they have agreed to refund my money if I return their item. Yet they will not be the one to bear the shipping fee cost, that I should be the one to bear it. And secondly, I should not post it through GHL, which they know is the only option I have to send it back from Nigeria. I should not send the item through DHL that they will not be able to pay the custom fee. And this was a trick by the seller to make sure that since the judgment is in his favor, so that my money, after 10 days, he can take my money. I keep on telling him that the judgment says you have to pay. I even send him a screenshot of the judgment by AliExpress team that this is their judgment. You have to pay the shipping fee and you have to contact me or talk with me. But he refused. He declined until after today. Now that I'm talking, my money have been given to the seller and I lost that money to them. So that is my story with AliExpress. The main reason is this. I have come to discover over the years that AliExpress is no longer monitoring the stores under them. The team don't monitor stores, they send anything they feel like sending. Because at first I thought my phone was a wrong packaging. So I contacted the seller to let him know if this is actually a wrong packaging. But it's obvious that it's not a wrong package, but it's an intentional act for defrauding people. I'm doing this so that people will be careful. Even if you want to trade other AliExpress, I don't say they shouldn't trade there because things are far cheaper there and they are affordable compared to how the price they sell those things here. And secondly, when they are looking at specification, they shouldn't trust every specification given by AliExpress because most of them are fake. And the customer care, AliExpress customer care is very poor that they don't respond to. Even when you call, they ask you to drop your number on the answering machine. And when you drop your number, that they will get back to you. You stay days, weeks, and they will never get back to you. And then secondly, the customer care service in the app is machine, a programmed machine. They only give you options that is programmed. They don't have another alternative. That means you have to follow the trend of the option they are giving you. You don't have any other alternative for you to raise an issue that is the way it's affecting you. So that is why I'm saying this so that people will be careful while trading in AliExpress.